Being naive, as most new performers are, I didn't think my disability would get in the way of my dreams. When my able-bodied classmates and theater buddies kept talking about all the auditions they were going on, I assumed I was lacking whatever it took to succeed. If you don't go on auditions, you don't get jobs. It's that simple. When I managed to get an audition, it was usually a small role as an angry or pathetic disabled guy. I thought I was more than that. The second and equally important reason we're here today, images, was alluded to by Alan just a moment ago. There is an alarming absence of people with disabilities in the media. We are virtually invisible. I believe more strongly than I did 26 years ago that if people don't see themselves reflected accurately in all forms of media, that we are out of sight and out of mind. Whether art imitates life or life imitates art, it's important to see yourself as an important person. Kids and adults with all kinds of disabilities need to see positive images of themselves. And the world at large needs to see PWDs as the intelligent, talented, and passionate human beings that we are. The gifts that we have to contribute to this business and to this planet are only beginning to be recognized. And in case you haven't been following the paper, this world is in need of some great new solutions. Why have there been so few people with disabilities in the entertainment and broadcasting fields? I think it's because there are still unspoken fears about dealing with those of us with disabilities. Fear is the enemy of art and creativity, and I think it's also the enemy of logic and reason. Today, in honor of National Disability Employment Awareness Month, and on behalf of the Tri-Union Performers with Disabilities Committee of SAG, AFTRA, and Actors Equity, I am really proud to announce the creation of a landmark global disability rights initiative. IAMPWD, an acronym for Inclusion in the Arts and Media of People with Disabilities. This is a collaboration of PWD committee members from each union and their allies in the nonprofit civil rights and advocacy community. IAMPWD is uniting with a growing network of entertainment industry advocates, news journalist associations, media and telecommunication labor unions, civil rights organizations, and government allies in seeking equal employment opportunities for artists and professionals with disabilities throughout the entertainment and news media. That's all you have to remember. You'll find the inaugural list of partners, supporters, and participating organizations in your press kits, as well as bios of each of our incredible PWD committee members. The IAMPWD campaign will launch in January of next year and will complement ongoing discussions and negotiations with our industry partners. The campaign will focus on three main areas. The first of these is access. Employers need to remove all physical and emotional barriers at every level of the employment process. This means making sure that sites are physically accessible, that vision-impaired individuals can freely ask for scripts in Braille and large print, or that hearing-impaired persons can ask for sign language interpretation. And I want to thank Darlene for providing the ASL interpretation. It's okay to give her a hand. She works hard. Access means PWDs are free from real and virtual discrimination and can equally compete for jobs without bias or exclusionary practices. Next, we'll focus on inclusion. 56 million Americans with disabilities would like to see themselves portrayed and reported within the American scene. Performers with disabilities should be able to portray a wide range of characters. Journalists with disabilities should not be relegated to the disability beat, but should have the opportunity to report on the community at large. Inclusion also means that PWDs are counted in employment statistics that TV and film producers collect on performers of color, women and seniors. And I want to thank Doug Allen and Alan Rosenberg for working hard at this particular negotiation on that. Finally, inclusion means addressing the issues of disability within the broader conversation of diversity. The third goal of this campaign is accuracy. The general public, with or without a disability, does not have to witness and endure stereotypical or false depictions of people with disabilities in the media. We must be portrayed realistically and reported on accurately. At the end of the day, though, this campaign will only work if we're successful in creating a global network of advocates united in the vision that disability rights are equal rights. You will hear today from leaders in the disability rights community and from our allies from cities, state, and federal agencies. You'll also hear from those who will be directly impacted by this campaign, those of us with disabilities in this industry. The campaign we're waging is not only for us, but for the world at large. Disability rights are human rights. Kids will grow up seeing themselves and know that they are not alone or different. They can be the hero, they can be the winner, they can get the girl or the guy. People with vision, hearing, and mobility impairments, and those with cognitive, intellectual, and hidden disabilities such as HIV/AIDS, diabetes, autism, or ALS, will finally become part of the American scene in the media. On behalf of AFTRA, Actors Equity, and Screen Actors Guild, and all of our partners and allies, we demand that people with disabilities no longer remain the invisible minority. This is a call for change, and we ask for your support to remove any and all physical, attitudinal, and virtual barriers on the path of true equality for people with disabilities. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. Our next speaker has represented the fine people of the 2nd District of Los Angeles County as county supervisor for the last 15 years. She's been very active in the civil rights movement and is the first African-American woman elected to the U.S. Congress and the first African-American elected to the L.A. County Board of Supervisors. Welcome, the Honorable Yvonne B. Burke.
Thank you very much, President Rosenberg, and to Chairman Hall. And I am very delighted to join you in what is a very important initiative and a very important campaign that benefits all of us. As the first African-American woman to serve in the California legislature and the first African-American woman to serve in Congress from California, not to mention the Board of Supervisors, I understand. I am someone who came along at a time when there were many, many barriers based on whether or not you were a woman or what was your ethnicity or your race. And I understand stereotypes. And we accept and we say it's no longer time to allow these kind of stereotypes to put people at an unfair disadvantage.